Flamengo to continue our Group A. My name is Vincent alongside the back Mark as we're off to the races here on Mirage.
Yes, we are, and ready to go. I'm excited to get back into the South American action. The first day of Thunderpick South American 1 already kicking off with Leo under, and he is going to tap 2 heads. That is great, and TWC already showing up from their second tournament back in the Tier 2. They are busy in the player break, Vincent, but they're not stopping.
Yeah, I mean, listen, unfortunately, Game Hunter's kind of playing the punching bag a little bit in that one. I hate to say it that way, but I think that is accurate. VSM hasn't been spotted. There's like a gap that no one knows about. No one sees. He might get a knife kill. Okay, he's just going to save his teammate. Makes sense. And VSM double injury onto B. This is a bomb plant for sure. Might be around.
And it's an awkward one. VSM gonna have to fight around this. Tanoco behind him with the P250 has ninjas backing off of this. VSM is converting through smokes, and Desh is gonna have to get his hands dirtier than that. Already 2 frags in this round, Vincent. And the TWC is about to drop this pistol. I mean, let's be honest here. At 50 HP and with VSM as hot as he is, I'm not sure you're gonna be giving this one too large of a respect. It's a VSM. No hot of his day, and he will be back for Flamengo, making him pay. Some good measures out there, but I think would have preferred to finish a little bit better. And so for Flamengo, also coming off of South American 1, Vincent, they literally only lost to top 4 teams in the tournament. They only lost to Bestia and Crew, and it was a great tale out there. Already the shenanigans, and you know, VSM up to 8-1. This feels normal. This feels normal.
Yeah, bro, how did that go wrong for Leo? I genuinely feel like that should have been perfect, and it wasn't. The Bonnie somehow not spotted, and then you tag teamed out with the flashbang that was meant to set Leo up, and somehow ended with his death. Tragedy striking for TWC to begin with. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you. Not the craziness that was that last end of the ECL season. Flamengo want to solidify themselves a little bit. Looks like they're doing that. VSM adding yet another frag. That's 9 if you're counting, if you're a big fan of that. To his tally, finally destroyed by Flash, the newest member of TWC.
Is that Wally West in the server? I'm excited about that, Vincent. It's a great one, and I mean, he may have that speed.
That's Barry Allen. You better calm down.
Hey, there's multiple guys that have worn the title, buddy. You better get it right. Here goes Dash dishing back, and they actually pull this thing back to a man advantage for the TWC and keeping him out at distance. It's gonna have to be Tanoco after all of this on the bomb site gets into a fray, but Tanoco around the corner. He may just have a 1v3, but that is what you hate to see. Jumping out, knife pulled, and Desh takes advantage.
I mean, Desh is the one to make this possible. He's what pulls what was a 5-on-3 for Flamengo back into a more winnable stance. It first, comes with Vinibis, or rather Flash, dispatching with VSM. He was the main problem over in middle. Finally does equalize and then get the advantage back for TWC. That's one that Flamengo are going to be scratching their heads at, Mark. That how did this go wrong? I mean, the answer, just a little bit less respect than that they should have been showing towards Desh over in CT.
Now they'll know, but it's time for history to get hands on this op. I think with, the start of the season, you would prefer to get a Swiss under your belt or a group stage where you can get, multiple series down to kind of, get the vibe right for this to go. Cuts, who's been pretty damn good individually, just gets in with a huge kill.
Yeah, I actually would agree with you. We'll go back to that in a moment, though, because Ninja's capable of getting something done, and in connector does just that. Still playing a close angle as well. Surrounding this smoke. He's going to refresh it. A little bit of a complicated position here for Flamengo. They might have the man advantage, but they still need to isolate this A player a little bit more effectively. And History is in trouble. Look at his HP. This MP9 could really rip through him.
Certainly could. Ninja's walking by. What a no-scope. Man, Flamengo are in drive right now, and currently it better be Desh to find a rest stop out here. 1v4, walks it up, and gets cut. There it is, a pretty easy one for the IGL. Flamengo seems pretty natural to him, don't it, Benny?
For a team like Keystars that I think would love a little bit more in form of reps, I think that would have been good.
Absolutely. Here it goes.
Oh,
it is a dip and a rip from Donaco. Easy farm out here on A. Cuts into Bloney back to back. That is honestly a pretty good vibe that they're putting out. This is amazing energy after, working hard in a playoff.
Two quarterfinalists make it into a semi.
One that's been full of emotion too, which it always has been, and I think that's the fun of it. Great shots. VSM can go ahead and roll this. I feel like I've seen this before. I mean, they've been picking on this B site, pretty consistently, and here they are going to be actually creating a bit of a distance with this. Here's a smoke and, just something more out with this. It doesn't feel like, there's, oh man, it didn't feel like there was even the energy from Keystars to consider a retake. It's just they're stuck inside of market next to these positions where they have to fight, and Leo, he's going to get close, and Dabloni has that in a great shot, but Desh could actually just move and dip right between and almost on to that elbow trying to fade out. It will be Desh. 8-6, having a good individual map right now, but that's about the only player I can say that with right here. And to be real with you, Vincent, you and I have been obviously following Leo for his last couple of, teams. It's been interesting to see, that weird stint he had on Bestia. It's back here, and for a guy that we put in interesting namesake, you would like to see more. They're still not done with this. Dabloni, he's going to be next to the sacrifice, but I think history will be good to stay on that AWP. There's a mutual respect here, I think.
Thanks for keeping my spot warm, buddy.
Yeah, it's a great little go about it. You got to make sure you pay attention to every little macro moves right through that A ramp. It's a big kill. They have got to be brought back on this Deagle. Dash back and forth on that AWP. He's going to fade away. And now with 52 seconds, they're split ready to go. And Dabloni is going to be tapping in the back lines. Here to just angle a spray. It's a headshot on to Flash, but why is there the energy about this? Flamengo just had all of this confidence, only for it to really just be ripped away in a couple foul swoops.
Yeah, I think that the Dabloni fight is just trying to make up for lost ground. It's the problems in mid that really were the issue here. With Cuts and VSM go down without really anything to say. Ninjas push up into a main. Also successful. And a big frag from Leo. Dinoco drops the bomb over on B. History. Not with the op, but now with the AK. Giving his position away. Ninjas takes the bait. And the time expiring. History will survive it. That is a honestly confusing round, Mark. Maybe as confusing as Flamengo winning round 2. I can't
all
watch
in well
with an
fun,
AK.
Vincent. I've been here for a couple of Desh highlights too. I mentioned how I was looking forward to seeing Leo. Well, let's go ahead and see him. Desh gets that, and you want to be the reason why you're not exactly going to let Flamengo go ahead and grab a 7th round for free. It's Ninjas to go ahead and grasp like this. It's a very good route all the way down. Dinoco with a huge swing and a headshot onto Ninjas. Dinoco, he's going to be right back and forth with the Dash on that fadeaway, and Flash now with the late rotation. If I know Flash, and I know he's going to throw his body through this smoke, and he does on this investigation. He's lucky that the second smoke is fading the way it does. A great jab onto History. Leaves it all to Dabloni. He's got 8 health, 15, scratch that. And right here, that nade will absolutely finish him off. Dash with a great round to triple, and this A site will not be for the taking here in round 10.
Now, I think Flamengo reaching deep into their pockets, starting to lose that money that we were talking about, nearly unstoppable at one point. Fun's going to begin to run low, but Leo sacrifices himself to start. Dinoco on a tear these last couple of rounds.
Yeah, that's starting to become pretty noticeable, especially on that stretch up. It's really got to be a good measure about it, but take a look here. They're ready to get that, and stabbed in the back is Flash. Not ready for it. Dinoco will be surprised. So now just try and actually get that fade on this turn. It's a great look by Ninjas. Here goes the Keystars. 2 rounds in a row, Vincent, and this is This is branded energy right here. It's 2 versus 4, and at a point at which, dude, Flamengo were going to run away with this half. I mean, this is their first group game in here. You just got done with these playoffs, but it still kind of feels like they were running with that energy, and it started to slow down, but not for one of these members. I can tell you that for free. VSM, he puts Flash out.
Dash is still here. Plenty of flashbangs to hold him back for the moment. Delboni not going to be watching for the run-through. Nearly the whiff from Ninjas, but VSM can't pull the gun fast enough. So Delboni with a 1v3 attempt about to be made, but Dash has the line. And another one, victory there for Keydstars. And a lot of good stuff, actually, for Keydstars in this round. I was talking about, like, some confusion and, you know, some general issues. Honestly, just didn't feel like Keydstars were ready to play in a couple of those rounds, except for some individuals. This one's different, right? Love that push from Flash all the way through and into underpass. That catches Dinoco off guard, and the reaction to that.
History and cuts. I mean, you get dealt half that dish, 50 HP, right to begin. Another one, and what a life that Cuts is going to be living here. It's brutal.
Yeah, and it's cut down by Leo. He's had a bit of a stinker inside a connector, finally given the opening pick instead of the opening death.
Comes into the hands. It's Leo to just track that down. It is a collapse on middle. I don't know where this energy came from, darting back on this CT side, but here comes ESM attempting a 1v4. He's got a Molotov. He's got the bomb. He's been in worse spots, but a nade that is just going to tease the inevitable if VSM gets to attempt to clutch to actually get to go. They're respecting him so much. I would too if it was VSM. He just came up with the troop of VSM, got that Flamengo key. Looks good in the jersey, but not for that 7th. It's going to be 6-6, all on Mirage.
Or into the B site. An attack here by Key.
Sprinting this thing in, VSM back and forth, and Leo is going to be right behind that press. It's history with the headshot, and they're going to be just starting back for this. Jumping up, history, he's going to confirm the headshot, and this is great work for Keydstars, but Phoenix has other options. I mean, got literally his wheelhouse from the first half, and with this Glock, he's not going to let it exactly go for free. It's to be bottled up by history there at Missile Pillar, and it's a great pistol round all the way to reach out for Flamengo. They can be back on track just by this point. Walking it out. I swear he needs to get that press and can for a very good margin. Looking it back and forth in his dial. He's going to be on time. The Bloney gets that, and it's a great frag out. It's got to be able to go ahead and reach further in the bag, and a great couple of bills he will find back there. That's why you always got to keep looking, Vinny. He may have $1 more after all. He'll ace out because there comes the cash. The money out for this Keydstars roster is leaving the bank into the pockets of Flamengo.
Catches them off guard and continues to slay them one by one at the top of Con. We get a fast move out A. Keydstars, and overwhelmed is Dinoco. That's maybe a little problematic.
It definitely will be. That's why we gotta watch on this margin, Vincent. Pay attention. You're gonna be reaching out into CT. This is dangerous. That's how they woke up feeling to roll out of CCT into Thunderpick. They just gotta keep on moving. It's the next tournament, it's the next opportunity, and Debloni, he's gonna recycle all the way out, try him out in CT, and now they gotta put it on delicate for the site. Gotta treat this one well, because now even with one former step, and now you're gonna get pincered. There is just no way history will be putting this across. 7 rounds will be pulled to the Keystar.
Yeah, a little change of pace for Keydstars. They, you know, trying to take that fast A play. They did that with Glocks before, but this time there's a lot more support. The loss bonus supporting a bit more of a reasonable purchase. They've got some smokes and good flashbangs, a way in which they can start scaling towards CT. And once they get that and they take the gun from Dinoco's hands, problems brew.
There goes that little bit of a tease on the flash. Now to walk it out. Dinoco within this. He's Gonna try and set this heat, but how does it exactly get measured in this sense? All of this to go around, the loss of cuts, but I mean, at this point, Vincent, it is a easy feeling to follow along for the Keyd Stars. They have control just about everywhere.
They do. And it's really important for Flamengo to start to take back some of that space right now. They do that almost immediately. Delboni on a really good look. It's history, though, who's going to be tested. Over here at B, was drawn up to be an A play, but they've regrouped.
Have regrouped. And just enough to just shuffle across the board. Up top to go ahead and grab this. VSM on the defense, but 11 HP is going to have to get damn far from the Molotov. That's a long barrel sticking out. And good thing you got the bodyguard around. But literally, a gust of wind can come alongside and finish the job on VSM. And he's still alive. He's still kicking. And an 11th round will fly right through the transfer into the bank accounts of Flamengo. Refresh onto the house. Flamengo want to pack it up for 12 here and send it away. Desh has to mimic the cape that history has had on, and the rounds they needed to turn around, his time in the limelight is short. His 15 minutes turned into 15 seconds, it seems. All the way on this catwalk, you can try and just move up the carpet next, but there's no paparazzi waiting for you. Just that flash to actually go from the camera of that AWP. And there's still a bit of a push about this. Leo is going to be cut out of the conversation. Just flashed alone with a path to actually see him through. He's got 3 frags about this, Vincent. But about the time, makes it a 1v3, and there's just not enough.
Yeah, we need an ace. The time is indeed the biggest problem. And I'm starting to feel as if this op is cursed. Dash takes it over twice now in a row from round to round, and it's only this that would even be a conversation of worth its. And they got a little bit more. Very decisive right now. Want to try and force Dash into an opening duel. He's really struggled on the T side. And he gets the pick that he's been looking for.
He does, and Cuts will continue to turn it around. VSM to get that dipped in. And now they will continue to get hot on the press. Dinoco onto Ninjas as the baloney fades out. Flamengo.
Off angle for Dinoco. Surely going to be cleared. Calls in support. So now there's 3 effectively here.
Deep Molotov. Finna Beast pushed up, and he can feel a push here. He can read VSM. What a timing to come through just as Keyd Stars start to turn the cheek on this first map. It's slapped back by history.
They have a map up. They have Mirage, and now they head over to Keyd Stars pick. But you know what's funny? Last time these 2 teams played, Keyd Stars did not win over on this map. Flamengo did. So it's a little bit of a dangerous attempt, but Leo provides the opening duel. A big victory considering that. Okay. And then another attempt to continue forward, but Flamengo, they continue losing bodies. The push into tunnels is just working about as bad as possible for Flamengo. One after another. VSM and Delboni both have. VSM gets the first spot off of him. Potential for a crossfire, but like I said, the walls are closing in around them. Dash has actually cleared out Delboni, so VSM run down, but not out. And he immediately goes to the FAMAS. Don't get to finish what I started. I want to see what the outcome is.
Exactly. On a dolly going high in the sky, vertical for Leo Drunky. He gets that in a very quick affair. VSM gonna be feeling the frustration of the jumping play. Gets the respect right down. Don't see that every day.
The op is
right now.
Got a little tag. Fortunately, the B site wide open. Flamengo don't have much either to hold this back. Tinoco gets his one, but he's got to give it up.
Worth the praise. I mean, this is going to be a nice check for the Canids. We didn't actually get into our pre-game a little bit quick off the block into our affair, but I like their chances here on this Dust 2.
Yeah, you would hope so. I think that, that certainly seems like it might be a factor, or just like the transition, whatever that was between maps that took a little bit of extra time. I don't know. They just look a little off kilter. That's how I would describe it.
It's a big shot. Ninjas to carry this along. VSM, he's got one all the way stuttering back. We can put this smoke down just immediately. He's trying to escape, but how can you actually deal with this? Big nade onto the face of Ninjas.
Here's the reaction. Get back out mid, but there's still two defenders. Dinoco's here. They've got one in the back of the site, too.
And there they clean it up. It's a full throttle 43 seconds for Flamengo. Well. What do we have here? We are back ripping away. Canids trying to keep themselves on track right now. Beating back into this game. One round that they have seen from the fan of Flamengo.
VSM searching, though. Problem is, if he steps too far forward, he'd still be punished. Flash gonna walk into him.
If we can have that eye on Dash to continue to open up that board. He gets a triple, ends that onto Misfit. Eyes that long are also taking care of the process here. It's a great bounce of work at this very moment. What a timing. That is seen, and Canids are so pristine on this second map. They're rolling through. They got a date with Nuke. Then their last performance versus Crew lost in overtime. I do put respect on that. Crew was, as I put it, I think one of the most dangerous teams in the tournament, Vincent. But, for also, we can mention this again, right? The opportunities that the SA teams have had, they may be a little bit cold. Misfit serving himself up a great couple of flashes. I'm not sure those land the way he intends. It's going to be a chaotic little bound up here where the bomb is yet to go down, and Cut's just slipping right behind them on the steps, but gets pushed back down to the first floor. Bomb going to go down here by the Canids. This is 7 written all over it.
Really does. Flamengo have a little bit of a look back into this, but when Dinoco goes down, Misfit now in some trouble. He's got support from Delboni, but Dash is currently holding that off. These smokes are going to start to fade, and then problems start brewing for Key.
Dash gets that all the way through, but there's still one man in a line of scrimmage. They practically hold from this on Cat. Between these two positions, here goes a nade all the way through. Misfit get on this lie, and Misfit will not lie. Delboni hops on the bomb. It's only the truth to come out here for Flamengo, and that is with a second to sprinkle in here on Dust 2. And at this point, at that 48th, they can still be doing something else, Vincent. So it's, practically a pop out of these smokes. I don't think they give it the respect it deserves, and I think through that body language, it gets a bit more complicated. So these clean entries are going to have to be exactly that, and it's Clorox on top of the wipe that finds Cuts Moretz. He is washed out of this round, Vincent. All these germs washed out of A, 99% at least.
It's another one of these rounds, Mark, where I've been asking. I was gonna say another one of these rounds, man, where Flamengo just looked like they've never started the round. I was highlighting how much space that Canids were given to kind of do whatever they want to at the beginning of that round. At no point are Flamengo fighting for territory.
Chicago can't have an undefeated team. You kidding me?
Possible. But we're making the impossible possible right now. VSM having a bit of a stinker. Defend a piece. A nice reaction. What a frag from Delboni. Honestly, impressed that he even got that far out. Drops a defensive smoke. Venomous doesn't have all that much support coming. I think there's a flash from Leo. Yeah, that's what it is.
This is a great spot. I know this is just going to be plucked out, though. It's a terrible feeling that Dabloni's going to have about this. Now it's to just jump to his death, practically. When he hits the floor, he's going to be lifeless. But, I mean, FURIA, he's gotten comfortable next to all of this garbage next to Long. You know, ahead of the dumpster. Some fresh air onto the bomb site. And VSM to give him this lease on life. It's, you know, one tag, and he's running all the way back. FURIA needs to find exactly where he feels the most comfortable, needs the bomb as well. There's a whole lot here, but I mean, with Misfit staring you down, he's about to let you know that you can't have it all. Oh, so you thought the winner takes it all here, and in a 1v3 you could let it happen. Denoco, he's on that bounce, doesn't want it to be too easy for T&Cs to take it all here. They want to nade forward. That's the best case scenario.
Bomb's currently looking towards Catwalk, and Misfit's in a position where that could be the case. They're going to try and clear out mid, but Cuts Moretz meets them where they are. Should speed them up on Cat. Oh, but that's problematic. Venabeast takes Long at the same time.
He does, certainly. And now that's a good shot. Leo can have that sparred back, but this has the vibes of really slipping out of their hopes of a 9-3, but the way they're so close to this, and now Cuts sees a magnetic on the head of Leo. Ninjas, he wants to be the reason why he pulls his team across that line, but Desh, if he can, fade away like a hero in this one. He's going to throw practically Hail Mary from Cat, successful on that first go, but you're not bulletproof through that smoke, and Cuts is going to hop on that bomb, Vincent. It's T&Cs that are going to secure the best half they can with the energy that they found there through the last 6.
Did not seem to carry that over. A nasty headshot comes through. That's VSM and Delboni putting him to bed. T&Cs can't recreate the magic of the first half pistol round so long ago as it was, and Leo removed.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, that's bad news. VSM didn't have any sort of support. Now they got to deal with Long at the same time as that Cat play comes to fruition. All 3 of the remaining CTs that aren't at Long now up Cat. Yeah, I don't quite understand how that goes so wrong. Those flashes might have been fantastic. Guts is going to try and recover the round, but it's not him who I'm more worried about. It's VSM. Might be the difference maker. On Dash is unfortunately dropped again. So, unfortunately, it's a big turning point. Keystars likely to be equalized at 9. Doesn't have a lot to work with, though. No armor. Just his pistol, but one shot on the Delboni would have done it. Unfortunately for Venabeast, that shot misses the mark, and Delboni puts him in the other direction. Yeah, I certainly think they would, but, you know, Keystar's the one to stand in the way of that. They have their own preferences. Dash going to be saddled over here towards B this round, and it might be a head-to-head here. Fantastic shot from Misfit. Goes back for more, but not ready to take the shot. Once again, Keystars, their default on the CT side right now, Marky, it's a little bit lacking because they don't have any mid control. They're like never even touching base with mid, so they don't have any information in that area. And you can see the reaction is to maybe bring Venabeast a little bit closer into this area, but it's late.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
They're not even in position to really handle this. Venabeast gets tagged heavily. Flash has gone down. Venabeast alone. He's gone as well. So separate, too. Ninja's in, I was going to say some trouble. They kind of left Ninja's alone there. I thought they knew he was in CT. I guess they didn't. So Dash is the only one remaining. Yeah, something needs to change right now. And Flamengo wastes very little time. The difference is that Dash here is in position to deal with this. I'll post it. Jesus. Yeah, maybe lucky that the invites didn't go out a little later. Misfits missed the moment here on the Ninjas. Seems to kind of have an inkling that something has gone wrong, but Leo from Car picks up the double kill. They should get the bomb down. Misfit's going to join him.